Town, which is the current owner of the Lear Theater in downtown Reno, is looking to transfer ownership of the historic building in an effort to repair and restore. It's a story we've been following for a while, and Brian Hoffman joins us now live here in the studio after heading inside the theater to speak to officials. It's a great building, Brian. What would this transfer look like?
Yeah, Brian, just words cannot describe how cool it is in there. And while our town does own the property right now, they tell me that they're really not developers and, of course, do not have the funding or resources to provide the repairs that historic building truly needs.
It's not a developer, and it doesn't develop and operate buildings. It was a caretaker during this period of time, which preserved the theater and gave us the opportunity now to give the theater to the city of Reno.
The repair of Lear Theater is a monumental task. It's one that Art Town, being a nonprofit, is just not equipped to handle.
There was a feasibility study done quite a few years ago that showed the cost to renovate the building between $5 and $8 million. That was quite a few years ago. It's probably more in the $10 million range.
For now, this is still a proposal, and the council did vote to have staff look into a few matters before it becomes official.
We'll have to go through some deal points and see the future agreements and the overall agreement of the condition that we are accepting the theater.
But parts of the deal with the transfer include allowing Art Town the ability to use the theater for 12 days a year during the celebration, once renovation is done, that is, as well as the parking lot for the month of July to assist with volunteer parking during Art Town.
So this will be a great addition, not just for our town, but for every arts organization in the city.
There are a few caveats that are part of the transfer, including continuing the donation from the city in the tune of $125,000 a year, and that's to Art Town for the next 7 years, and splitting up a profit should the property be sold. But Mayor Hillary Sheevey says the sale is unlikely to happen, as the council seems to agree the desire to keep the property in city.
I wanted to keep it under the city's purview the entire time so we can keep it in our community for arts and culture, a give back for everyone.
The proposal by city staff also recommends focusing on certain repairs first in order to open access to the site as funding comes in, which will most likely come from grants and donations.
This is going to take some time, but we really want to start on the outside first because we think that we can activate that space immediately and use it all year round.
Now, you may remember us reporting on a partnership with Art Town and Ken Crater on possible apartments in the area that might be paying for the Lear renovation, but officials with Art Town say those negotiations are in the past and are now focusing on the transition of ownership to the city for future renovations. Covering the story, Brian Hoffman, 2 News.